In this video, we're going to be taking a look at some of the best budget cubes in 2021. The Yuxin Little Magic, the Qiyi MS, the Meilong 3M, Thunderclap V3 M, and the Rs3M 2020. Coming in at just $7.99, in 5th place we have the Qiyi MS 3x3. So the Qiyi MS 3x3 is very well known for being one of the best economy cubes in 2021. It performs very well, and it has a very nice tactile feeling that some people really enjoy. With all these great things also come a couple of downsides. First of all, it's very big. It feels like it's only around 60.5 millimeters, but just 1 millimeter can make all the difference, and it's very hard to get used to. Another reason that this cube got 5th place is because the magnets are way too weak. When I'm solving, I can barely feel the magnets at all, and this cube feels way too uncontrollable. I think they should have gone with much bigger, stronger magnets, and honestly, if there were stronger magnets, this cube would have placed much higher. So another problem that I have with this cube is out of the box, the tensions are way too tight. Since the Qiyi MS is a budget cube, most of the people buying this cube are beginners, and beginners don't really know how to set up cubes well. Even if you know how to tension a cube, honestly at this point in 2021, it should just come with good out of the box tensions. So the final and probably the biggest issue that I have with this cube is that it feels very cheap. So yeah, that's what I think of the Qiyi MS, and that's why it placed last in this list. Next up, coming in at just $9.99, in 4th place we have the Qiyi Thunderclap V3 M. The Qiyi Thunderclap V3 M is a super unique cube. It has very soft, quiet, and smooth turning, and it feels pretty good. Another good thing about it is that it's very controllable. Nowadays, cubes are coming out of the box a little too fast, and I always seem to have to slow them down. Well, not for the Thunderclap V3. When I was setting up this cube, I realized I didn't really need to add too much heavy lubricants because the cube is already pretty controllable. There are a couple of things that make the Thunderclap V3 M not as good as the cubes that are in 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. First of all, the conical springs make the corner cutting feel very weird. For some people, they might like it, but for me, I don't really like it because there's a little more resistance in the corner cuts, and also after you corner cut, you can feel the spring vibrating in the piece a little bit. I described this a little bit better in my Qiyi Thunderclap V3 M setup video, which you can check out by clicking the iCard in the top right corner of your screen. But basically what I think is happening is, since at the base of the spring, it's much wider than it is at the top, on the bottom, the spring is able to move after making a big corner cut. This also makes the sound a lot louder, and you can feel the cube vibrating in your hand. The corner cutting isn't the only thing preventing this cube from being higher up on this list. Another con of this cube is that the magnets are too weak. They feel about the same strength as the Qiyi MS, and this isn't as big as a deal as on the Qiyi MS because this cube is so controllable, but I still would have appreciated stronger magnets. Finally, it's just a tad bit more expensive than all of the other cubes on this list. Understandably, Qiyi did already make their budget cube, the MS cubes, so they decided to make the Thunderclap V3 a little more expensive at $10. However, even the cheapest cube on this list, I think, is a little better than this cube is. So in 3rd place, coming in at just $7.99, we have the Yusun Little Magic M. The Yusun Little Magic is a very good performer. It has a nice speed and great corner cutting, making solves flow very well. Another thing that I really like about this cube is that unlike the rest of the cubes on this list, this cube comes with perfect magnet strength out of the box. Now for a budget cube, this is a really big deal because most budget cubes that I have, the magnets are way too weak, so the Yusun Little Magic having stronger magnets out of the box is very good because it's also very fast, and the stronger magnets help control it much better. Now another really great thing about this cube is that it has a perfect out of the box setup. The tensions are pretty good, and you can cut at 45 degrees on every side. Also, there is a good amount of factory lube in the cube, and it does make it feel a little better. Now the only bad thing I have to say about this cube is that it also kind of has that clicky thing in the middle of the turn like in the Qiyi MS. In 2nd place, coming in at just $5.99, we have the Meilong 3x3 M. The Meilong 3x3 M feels super duper smooth. I will admit that out of the box, I didn't really like the setup, and that's probably one of the only cons of this cube. So that was just the out of the box setup being a little bit weird, but after adding just 2 drops of lubricant, this cube felt super duper smooth. The sandy feeling immediately went away, and it automatically turned into a completely different cube. Another thing that helps this cube feel that smooth and flowy is that the corner cutting is super duper smooth. Now besides that weird out of the box feeling, the only problem I have with this cube is the weak magnets. Like most budget cubes, this cube has very weak magnets. However, I did add tiny magnets in the edges like the Rs3M 2020 Plus, and it felt much more controllable, and I really liked it after that. So coming in at just $9.99, in 1st place we have the Rs3M 2020. I know that everyone likes the Rs3M 2020 so much, but honestly, they have very good reason to. It has amazing performance, super good corner cutting, and it's really enjoyable to turn. It has this nice, scratchy, smooth feeling. Also, it's super duper cheap, especially for what comes with this cube. Most budget cubes just have a normal spring screw mechanism, but this cube actually comes with a spring compression system. So if you're just getting into cubing, this is a very good transition from normal cubes with a screw spring mechanism to more customizable cubes where you can tension the cube and set the spring compression separately. Now, all of this is just for $10, and that's the same exact price as the Thunderclap V3 M. So if you have $10 to spend, don't get the Thunderclap V3 M, get the Rs3M 2020. So overall, this cube is super duper nice, but the only problem that I have with it is that the magnets are a little weak out of the box. So that's been it for my budget cube comparison. Thanks for watching this video. This has been cubing for fun, and I'll catch you in the next one.